Diancie, what are you doing here? Well, a while ago when we got the trailer announcing that Diancie would be available in Pokémon Legends ZA, I actually thought that was going to be part of the DLC because it was introduced alongside those trailers, but little did I know that you could actually obtain your Diancie and the corresponding Mega Stone right now through Mystery Gift. So I went ahead and did that, but it turns out we actually get some lore as well. So connecting to Mystery Gift, you'll get your Diancite, which will also trigger a brand new side mission. This is activated by heading to the Looker Bureau, at which point Mimi, Emma's Esper, finds something very interesting about your Mega Stone, apparently picking up some sort of psychic energy to it, which is really weird thing to say, because Mega Stones were never really implied to be psychic, at least in the same way that Pokemon are, and Diancie itself is a rock and fairy type, though Emma goes on to explain a bit about Mimi's telepathy, and how it seems to constantly gain new abilities, which this one right here is actually very similar to Psychometry, a very fun thing in fantasy and sci-fi. Basically when a character touches a certain object, they're basically able to see that object's entire history. If you're a Star Wars fan, then you'll know. Anyway, semantics aside, Mimi wants us to follow her. During this moment, we're walking through the streets, and Emma gets a call from her friends, who she lets know that she's just following Mimi for the moment, but we get a little bit of a lore dump and a reminder that her friends are still around, even name-dropping Looker as a person who originally founded the Looker Bureau, and thus she took over. It's all stuff that you would know if you played the original game, but I think it is neat to reiterate it for people who haven't, especially too because she used to rely on Looker so much, but now with the help of her friends as well as Mimi's telepathy, she's able to be a great detective. Anyway, we're led to a bread stand first of all, but there is actually a neat moment where we're connected to Emma's mind through Mimi, and we're able to hear her thoughts. Apparently she was getting kinda hungry, so Mimi led us there first to get a bite to eat, and I think this is really cute. Mimi's really the MVP here. But the adventure continues, and we were led to a rooftop filled with a bunch of Mega Crystals, at which point 2 Carbink appear as well as a Diancie. So now is our chance to capture the mythical Pokemon. The battle isn't too difficult, obviously just Earthquake and get rid of all the rocks, and then throw a Pokeball, and that's all she wrote. But what is nice, with Emma's deduction skills around, she's able to give us a little bit of an understanding of this Pokemon's lore. For one thing, she says Diancie's glimmer actually reminds it of the Anastar Sundial. This is a giant formation in the original Pokemon X and Y that we know had some connection to Mega Evolution. What exactly it was, we don't know for the moment, but with what else we find out in this conversation and some of the context clues, I think I have an idea, because Emma also mentions that it brings so many things to mind, like how Professor Sycamore's original theory about Mega Stones was that they were regular evolution stones created in the aftermath of the ultimate weapon being fired, which at some point after the events of X and Y was confirmed by AZ, somebody who was actually there. So yes, Mega Stones did actually first appear 3,000 years ago along with the ultimate weapon being fired, which by the way was powered by Xerneas Yveltal, or both of them. But anyway, yeah, it also gives us the extra confirmation and the reasoning why we're getting brand new Mega Stones for new Pokemon, is that because the weapon was fired again 5 years ago during X and Y, it created a bunch of new Mega Stones that we're now seeing in Pokemon Legends ZA. But the fact that she's bringing this up as whole seems to imply that Diancie itself is the result of the ultimate weapon being fired. We have known from the Pokédex entry for years now that Diancie is just a Carbink that has been mutated, so it would appear that the ultimate weapon being fired is what caused that mutation in the first place. Maybe, at least one of them. We don't know how many Diancie there are, but we do know that for being a mythical Pokemon, basically everybody already knows about it. In the original games on the 3DS, once you receive a Diancie through Mystery Gift, you'll be met by some NPCs who want to take Diancie from you. Yes, meaning that this is a Pokemon commonly talked about, and actively sought out. In the event in X and Y specifically, you're met by 2 servants who want to take the Pokemon for their master, but the master shows up just in time and says, hey wait, leave this person alone, you're gonna ruin this friendship going on here, and instead that he would find his own Diancie, again implying that there are multiple. At the very least, we know 2 times that the ultimate weapon has been fired off, maybe even more if you're going to include Engie, but for the moment there is now a definitive connection between Diancie and the ultimate weapon, which again, yes, was obviously a point of discussion and theorization when we knew that there were going to be Mega Crystals just hanging out around the city, and now actually playing the game we know that they are a result of Mega Evolution energy that is building up in Lumio City because of the new weapon. So yeah, Mega Energy just kind of crystallizes into like these pink diamonds or pink crystals everywhere, just like the Mega Shards, just like Diancie, just like the Anastar Sundial, which I think is the result of the ultimate weapon being fired 3,000 years ago. That I think is a point of the discussion these characters have. Oh, also as we end off the event, Emma mentions that AZ was in Hoenn at one point, and says that while he was there he saw a phenomenon that might have been the origin of Mega Evolution in general, which connects to the story of Mega Rayquaza, how it defended people from Primal Groudon and Primal Kyogre by Mega Evolving, again without its own Mega Stone because Rayquaza just doesn't need one by the way, so Mega Evolution was entirely possible more than 3,000 years ago, but only in the case of Rayquaza that we know about. We now have definitive proof of Professor Sycamore's theory that Mega Stones were created from regular evolution stones by the ultimate weapon, powered by Xerneas and Yveltal, because AZ himself confirms it. Again, he was literally there when it happened. Though then I really wonder if it was possible for Diancie to exist before the ultimate weapon was even fired, because who knows, a Carbink could have definitely gotten mutated in some other way. Maybe the meteorite that was involved with Rayquaza, maybe some other way that Xerneas and Yveltal unleash their power, or you know, just take your pick. But it is also interesting that there isn't just one Diancie followed by a bunch of other Carbink, but like there could be various Diancie that each have their own little colonies, or probably a bunch of these colonies that don't even have a Diancie. At the very least, I'm guessing we know of at least two, one in Generation 6, potentially created by the first firing of the ultimate weapon, one now in Generation 9, potentially created by Lysander firing the weapon, and now with the whole storyline of Angie, that could be just another one out there somewhere. I would hesitate to say that this one in this event was created by the climax of the game, because you're not required to complete the game in order to do this event. Literally just download the Mega Stone off a mystery gift. But anyway, that was a pretty cool event, getting some extra lore to Diancie and some answers here and there, maybe some questions that now we need to solve as well, and also allowing Mimi to get some time to shine. So let me know what you think in the comments below about the event, and what theories and connections you're making. Anyway, I should go make sure that my Diancie is happy and well taken care of, because I am not letting anybody else have it. Thank you to every channel member for your continued support, including the Great Gators, Toucan Nia, That's Ven, Alex with Shiny Hunts, TBC Plumbing, Queued Up, Debuda, Cosmo Zero, Tyler Hopper, Koi Koi 13, Cemetery Hill, Cheese at 62, Gator Kid 509, TF, Mathaclog 947, Taichirai, Phantom, and Quago. If you'd like to support, see your name here, get access to emotes for comments, live streams, sometimes early videos, a members Discord, and our monthly podcast, you can become a channel member today. You can also follow me on Twitter and Blue Sky as well for more memes. Anyway, this is GatorX, and I will catch you all later.
Xerneas, we must go see it.
When destruction rises, can life prevail?
Diancie! Do anything!
Princess!
Don't give up!
There is nothing to feel sad about.
Pokémon the movie.
I won't ever give up! Ever!
Diancie and the Cocoon of Destruction.